Welcome to Making a Difference. My name is Todd Morgan, and our special guest today is Rita Spiegel. Welcome, Rita, and thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, it's a pleasure.
My first question to you is, what life experience did you have that encouraged you to get so involved in your charitable work?
It wasn't any one particular experience. It was the whole atmosphere I grew up in. My parents were both very, very special people with very large hearts, and I just always felt like I had to make a difference. They made a difference. My father would tell me this amazing story about when he was in concentration camp and he was starving to death. And he walked into the bunker. He snuck back into his bunker one day. And there was a man there with a raw potato, one little raw potato, frozen. And my father asked him if he couldn't have a little bite. And the man broke the potato in half. And my father used to say to me, even as a small child, can you imagine? He gave me half of everything he had. Mm-hmm. And that's what kept his soul alive. That's what kept his heart open. And he also told me that God gave him the opportunity to pay this man back. Because after the war, the man had survived, he didn't know. And he was here in Los Angeles with my mother and my brother and our family. And this gentleman contacted him from Canada, and my father was able to bring him here with his family and give him a fresh start. And he was always, my father was so grateful to have that opportunity to give this man back. That was the kind of atmosphere I grew up in.
Your father was a totally remarkable man, and I know he had a significant impact on you and your family's lives. Was there anyone else that had such an impact on your life?
My father and my mother as well. My mother was...
Was she a Holocaust survivor also?
Oh, yes.
Did they meet during, before, after?
They met in 1938, and they were engaged in 1938. They were married in 1940 in Munkac. They had to smuggle out of Czechoslovakia over the Hungarian border in order to get married. And my father managed to keep them one step ahead of being captured until they were taken to the Munkac ghetto in 1944, and they were taken from the ghetto May 19th. My brother Uziel was killed in a gas chamber in Auschwitz, and half of our family was left there, and miraculously half survived.
Do I understand that most of your involvement has been with Holocaust survivors?
No.
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 Okay.
But I promised my parents that I would maintain the Children's Memorial.
I know your family was very involved. Would you like to expand and tell us more about that?
It's become so... do you remember I met Avraham Burg at your house the first time you and I met? Well, his father was the first chairman of Yad Vashem.
I didn't know that.
Yes, and through his father, through Yosef Burg, we met Gideon Hausner, and were with him during the whole Eichmann trial.
Wow.
Unbelievable stories, Todd. Unbelievable stories. But now I'm involved in something that I find very, very exciting that's happening. I think that will have a tremendous impact on the Jewish people all over the world, and that's the Museum of Jewish Peoplehood, also called Beit HaTfutzot. It's on the campus of Tel Aviv University, and something that my parents were involved with from the mid-'80s that I helped my father with, and that Leonid Nevzlin and his daughter Irina Kogan and the Nadav Foundation have taken to another level, and it's gotten a new life and new involvement. It's very exciting.
More Making a Difference after this. We now return to Making a Difference with Todd Morgan.
Can you tell us more about what they are doing there and why people should visit that museum?
You'll be able to visit it virtually as well as go there. It's become a very interactive place, both in terms of living people and in terms of their data, the website, for genealogy, for finding where families come from and how they're interrelated all over the world. Through generations today, what the meaning is today.
So am I correct in understanding that you could go there and access their database and find out more about their genealogy?
I believe you'll be able to access it and find out who wound up in America, who wound up in Europe. I mean, they're working on it all the time. This is something that was initiated by Douglas Goldman, you know, up in San Francisco.
No, what did Douglas Goldman do?
He started the Goldman Genealogy Center at Beit HaTfutzot a long, long time ago. But Beit HaTfutzot is like at a new level now. And it's really become the Museum of the Jewish People. And there's a school for Jewish peoplehood, which it's quite remarkable. It's very exciting. People come from all over Israel to go there on weekends. They're now open on weekends.
On my next visit to Israel, I must go and visit that museum.
Yeah, it's
Sounds
something.
interesting.
It's very interesting because it's not just about the past. It's knowing what the past is, but in order to have valence to the present, it makes all the difference. It gives us direction.
What can you tell our young people about the gratification they will receive by giving back?
That if you keep your heart open and you're part of the world you live in, it'll feed you even more than you feed it.
So Rita, I want to thank you so much for being with us today, and thank you for making a difference.
Thank you, Todd.
In honor of today's guest, Rita Spiegel, here is a look at the Museum of the Jewish People, Beit HaTfutzot, in Tel Aviv, Israel.
Preserving the story of new beginnings in new lands. Jews looking to find a better life for themselves and for the generations to follow. From the shtetls of Tsarist Russia and Eastern Europe, survivors of the Holocaust, or from Muslim lands, Jews found their way to the New World. Not usually welcomed with open arms, their passion for survival as Jews created communities around the globe. Entire Jewish communities have their roots in the pushcarts of marketplaces, small stores on Jewish streets, and Jewish neighborhoods that have over the years been largely abandoned.
Where can you buy them? Only here at Maxwell. This is the only place where you can get socks there. Eat first for $1. Hey, who wants?
Today, only their memory lingers on in the minds of an aging generation. The legacy of Jewish creativity that developed whole new enterprises that were felt all over the world also caused whole cities and their thriving Jewish communities to grow and prosper. This epic story needs to be preserved and modernized so that those that follow us will identify with the courage, tenacity, and creativity of those that came before us. we wish to document the story of every Jewish community, present, past, and future. With the renewal of Beit HaTfutzot, the Museum of the Jewish People in Tel Aviv, a unique opportunity has arisen in the Jewish world. Every community outside of Israel will have an opportunity to join us in this venture of global significance. Each community will be able to tell its unique story, its state-of-the-art video, accessible to people all over the world. Members of your community participating in the cycle of Jewish life, the educational and welfare institutions your community has created, the public figures who came from your community, all will be featured. We will work with your community to produce and update your story online, tailor-made for the interactive displays at Beit HaTfutzot and to anyone on the Internet. The technology of our integrated digital base will allow each community to keep its video up to date, seamlessly and quickly. At Beit HaTfutzot, we believe that you and your community are part of the ongoing story of the Jewish people. Join us in making this belief a reality.
More Making a Difference after this.